here with Senior Product Manager Pete Bedrosian for the 2009 Nissan GT-R. Pete, how's it going? How are you? Good.
Nice to see you.
Can you tell us a little bit about GT-R coming to the US and why?
Well, the reason why is we have a lot of fans in the U.S. There's just a huge GT-R movement, especially on the West Coast in LA. A lot of guys have great market products, so there's a huge demand for the GT-R, and you know it's been in our pop culture with the Gran Turismo game series. You know, even a lot of kids when we talk to 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, they know what a GT-R is, and even the guys at work, their kids are like, yeah, you work on the GT-R, you know, I know about that car, and we're like, how do you know about it, you know? So actually there's a lot of awareness in the US, and there's always another player, you know, that we can fit in this marketplace. I think it'll have a unique positioning against some of the other supercars, and we're very excited to bring it to the US. A lot of guys have been waiting for it.
Can you tell us a little bit about the car, who you're competing against, and who you're aiming to buy this car?
Well, I think this car is going to be a little bit different than a typical supercar, because one of the things we want to do with GT-R, and it's in the GT-R DNA, is that it's a very usable car. It has, you know, rear seats, it has a trunk that's usable with the advanced all-wheel drive system, and you can put winter tires if you want to drive it year-round, so it's an all-season sports car, and we want people to take this car out of the garage and just drive it all the time. We don't want it to be, you know, stay in the garage in the collection. And I think, you know, Nissan has a very wide customer base, you know, and I think we're going to appeal to first-time supercar buyers because we have the price point. You know, it's $70,000. That's a lot of money, but it's certainly attainable when you compare it to the cars that we're beating right now in terms of performance that are over $100,000, you know, $200,000. It has great value. So I think we're going to bring in a lot of new supercar buyers into this product, and that was one of the goals with this car, was to get the supercar experience in the hands of a lot of owners.
We've had the opportunity to drive it here to Reno Fernley Raceway, and you had a little surprise for us with Steve Millen. Can you tell us why this track and you know, the sort of special appearance by Steve?
Well, I'll tell you about the special appearance. Steve, you know, he was a factory Nissan driver for quite some time, and he has a lot of history with Nissan, and you know, he has an amazing shop in Southern California, and he makes a lot of parts for you know, the Z and the G35 and a lot of Nissan products. And you know, he's a fan of Nissan sports cars, and when we announced we're going to bring the GT-R, he certainly wanted to drive the car, and we also wanted him to drive it and get his feedback on it, you know, sort of a third party, what do you think, is it as good as we say it is? And
right.
And he's very impressed, and I think he's very happy to be here driving us around, and hopefully we'll get some hot laps from him a little bit later this afternoon.
So the GT-R dates back to the late 60s, and this is the first one we've ever seen in the United States.
Yes.
But Nissan originally had a GT-R concept as far back as 2000, 2002. So when was it that the light turned green and Mr. Goen said, you know what, we're making a GT-R, and what was sort of the reaction from your group being able to work on the GT-R in the future?
Well, we're really excited, and it started, you know, in early 2000 that if we're going to make a car, it has to be a global product. It can't be Japan only, because even Mr. Goen recognized that there were buyers for this car globally. I mean, a lot of guys in Europe are just waiting for this car, and they're sort of last in line in terms of production because we're ramping it up, and they're really anticipating this car. They have a lot of cars are actually sold already. But yeah, we started around 2000, and right from the get-go, Mr. Goen said this is going to be a global car, so every market's going to get it. We're very excited for that, obviously, because it's always been so elusive of a product. It's always been in Japan. So we're very excited and happy about it, but we had a very close-knit team working on it, so nobody knew internally in the company that we were actually going to build a GT-R. It was very secretive, and it had extra clearances for people to even talk and discuss GT-R subjects. And you know, we had a special design studio in Japan, and only people authorized to work on the GT-R could actually even see the model. You know, we've had directors and vice presidents turn back because they couldn't enter the studio because it was very secretive. The engineering team was at a secret location within our R&D center, so it was a very low-key, very secretive project. Only few of us knew. So inside the company, not a lot of people knew we're going to produce the product.
You're only a few months away from release. When are we going to start seeing this in showrooms, and can you tell us about a little bit about the pre-sales so far?
Well, pre-sale is going amazing. We're getting a lot of orders. We have a little over 600 Nissan GT-R certified dealers. They're signed up. There's a certification process to sell the GT-R, and it requires some investment from the dealer in terms of special equipment and training for the master technicians. And the pre-sale is going well. I think we're going to sell a lot of these cars, but we have, volume restrictions. So we'll probably sell a little over 2,000 units in the first year with this product.
We're looking forward to driving it on the track and seeing it on the road. Thank you very much for answering our questions. We get to drive it in a few minutes, and we also get a ride along with Steve Millen. Hopefully we don't crap our pants too much.